Hello everyone, I'm Kajal Mehra and today we are here at SEMICON India 2025, day 2. And with us is Mr. Sanjeev Aggarwal. He is the CEO of Everspin Technologies. Hi Sanjeev.
Hello, Kajal.
I would like you to introduce yourself and a little bit more about Everspin Technologies.
My name is Sanjeev Aggarwal, and I've been with Everspin since 2008, since the spin out. Started off in the fab as an integration manager, moved on to become the fab manager and develop the technology that we are having in production today. From there, we moved on to an R&D position. I was leading the R&D team. After some time, I was leading the marketing team as well before I settled into the CEO role in 21 and took over the CEO role in 2022. So the reason I mention all of this is it actually tells you how Everspin supports its employees. An employee was able to go all the way from an engineering position all the way to the CEO. It tells you the flexibility it offers and also the ability to move laterally as well as vertically.
That's what's an amazing journey. So let's move ahead to the Q&A session. And my first question for you is that Everspin has seen more recent leadership and organizational updates. How are these changes shaping the company's long-term vision and growth strategy?
It's a good question. So Everspin recently added another person to the executive leadership team. So we added a VP of sales, Sean Doherty. He comes to us from Intel, but he was actually at Altera. So Altera has spun out again. So he basically came from Intel with a lot of FPGA background. The reason of adding Sean Doherty to our leadership team was our current sales and business development VP, David Schrank, was actually pretty stretched. And I wanted to bring more focus on our sales. So that's the reason why we added Sean Doherty, and David will continue to work with us as a VP of business development. So we'll have a dedicated person for developing business and a dedicated person for the sales team. Now the reason to do that is actually to get more focus on the xSPI parts that we brought to market over the last 2 years. We wanted to see a more aggressive growth rate with those products. So Sean should be able to help with that. While David focuses on business development. So think of this as a strategic decision to set up Everspin for growth over the next few years.
Okay. Moving into the next question, that MRAM is often published as a high reliability memory solution. What differentiates Everspin's MRAM technology from other memory technologies in the market today?
Good question. So Everspin has 3 different types of MRAM. One is for the data center storage market, one is for the non-volatile SRAM market or the data logging market, and then also for the configuration market. So let's start with the configuration of the flash market. So if you look at the NOR flash today, it takes about a microsecond to write, right? Compared to that, you can write an MRAM in a few nanoseconds. So almost 3 orders of magnitude faster. And with that also comes 3 orders of magnitude lower power. Right, so basically turning on the device for that much less time. So, and then on top of that, you can actually have 2 orders or 3 orders of magnitude more read and write cycles.
Okay.
And then the final thing to compare it to Flash would be Flash as you use it, as you read and write it, the data retention actually keeps decreasing.
Okay.
The advantage with MRAM is what you get on day 1 is what you get on day n. So those are the advantages and how we differentiate ourselves from Flash. Now, if you look at the DRAM market or the data center market, there you have very high latencies. So if you actually use MRAM, again, because of its speed, the latencies are lower, and therefore you can actually use it as a memory that captures any data in flight. So if you lose power, if you're using a NAND flash or a NOR flash, it's going to take a long time for it to write. And therefore you have the data at risk unless you have super caps or battery back capacitors or batteries to back up the data. So you can replace all of that, the super caps, the batteries, with some of the DRAM and replace it with MRAM, and you basically have a faster and more reliable solution. Okay. And then the last is non-volatile SRAM or ferroelectric memory. There, if you compare it, our memory is actually more robust in temperature. So we actually can go from automotive temperatures, minus 40 to 25 degrees C, our speeds are on the order of 35 nanosecond read and writes. And then it's reliability. It's basically unlimited endurance and unlimited read-write cycles and unlimited read-write cycles and temperature of 125 degrees C for data retention. So it makes it more reliable. It's more robust. And finally, it is radiation immune. If you can actually use it for aerospace and defense applications without any memory corruption, unlike the standard memories like flash or DRAM or SRAM, they actually have an issue with single electron upsets or with match-up issues, which we don't have with them.
Okay. Your solution are widely used in aerospace and defense, as you said, and other mission critical sectors. Could you share some real world examples where MRAM had made a significant impact?
Yeah, so one thing, like I said, MRAM is naturally radiation immune, right? But around the MRAM, you have circuitry that actually talks to the memory. That is not radiation immune.
Okay.
Those are the periphery circuits that you have. So we work with government contractors to actually make the periphery radiation hard. And then we put on our MRAM on those silicon wafers, and then the whole solution is radiation. Okay. But we don't know anything about how to make the periphery hard or radiation hard by design. So, but we let Honeywell or Front Grid do that for us, and then we put our MRAM on top of it, which is the standard MRAM that you would buy in a commercial device as well. And that is on purpose. We don't want to be a direct contractor to the US government. Real examples today. The 16 megabit device that we built for Front Grid. It's actually on Mars, on the Mars rover. It's actually actively collecting data today. Another example is it's actually on the way to Jupiter on NASA's Lucy mission. And you can do that only if you're radiation immune or strategic or radiation hard. So those are real life examples for deep space. As far as mission critical applications, think about EVs and the battery management systems that you have over there. If you are wanting to understand the health of the battery, you want to collect the data as often as possible. So we can do it at the order of 25 to 35 nanoseconds. So you can actually understand how the battery charges or discharges as you're stepping on the gas or hitting the brakes. And that's of real value to the EVs and also to race engines. So for example, we designed into the Bugatti, the BMW race engine, Lucid Air as far as EVs are concerned.
So as AI adoption accelerates across industries, how is MRAM supporting high performance, low latency, and reliable memory needs in AI-driven systems?
It's a good question. So we don't have a solution that we are offering today, but that is something that is in development. And I'll tell you what we're trying to do. So if you look at an AI device today, it uses SRAM on the edge as a working memory. And then whatever data it's collecting from the sensors, it computes it and it creates an image, for example. And then that image is sent to the cloud where there is NOR flash, and it compares the image and tells the working memory on the edge that's only a piece of rock, it's not a cat, we can move on. So you have power loss from the SRAM because it has very leaky transistors. And then you're losing power going back and forth to the cloud. So very high power consumption. Now what you can do with MRAM is on the edge, replace the SRAM with MRAM. So now we have basically zero standby power, so very low leakage. And then you can actually put a NOR flash, have one portion of the memory you can actually use for configuration. So you can take a working device, compare it right over there on the edge, so you can do compute and execution in place. So very huge impact on power consumption. And as you know, if you listen to any of these talks, people talk about how the power consumption is going to increase 10-fold to 100-fold over the next few years if AI continues the way it is doing. So we are working on that solution. Hopefully we'll have something in a practical device over the next 3 years or so. Concept devices we are working on right
now. So automotive is rapidly moving towards electrification and autonomy. How do you see MRAM addressing the safety, reliability, and performance requirements of the sector?
So in the automotive industry, typically today they're using NOR flash for all the in-cabin functions. and also some of the engine functions.
Hmm.
Now, what happens is typically the automotive guys, they will have redundancy or triple redundancy because flash is unreliable. Okay.
Got
So
it.
then what they do is, what we can do is we can actually replace those 2 or 3 devices with one MRAM device. And by doing that, we are coming to cost parity. Because today, MRAM is at least 2x more expensive than flash.
Yeah.
And then, like I was describing earlier, the functionality is so much better. 3 orders of magnitude more read-write endurance, 3 orders of magnitude less power, faster speeds, and then the architecture is so much simple. You don't have to actually keep rewriting the memory because the data retention is being lost as you use cycles on NOR flash. So that's what we bring to the table. So we're actually engaged with a couple of consortiums that are actually working on MRAM solutions for the automotive industry. So hopefully, again, that's something that we have a 256 megabit part that is in design today. We expect it to be in early samples next year,
Okay.
and then volume production in 2027, and that should address this automotive industry.
So there's lot more to come in 2027. I see.
I mean, it's a huge market, Kajal.
Yes.
It's a $3.5 to $4 billion TAM for NOR flash, and it doesn't scale. So even if you get 5 to 10% of the market, that's huge revenue for us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So my last question is that with events like SEMICON India highlighting the country's growing semiconductor ecosystem, how does Everspin view opportunities for collaboration or expansion in India?
Yeah, so I mean, I was looking at I was at the inauguration ceremony this year at SEMICON 25, and Ajit Manocha was actually talking about how our participation has grown over 2 years, where other countries have taken more than 10 years. So it's really rapidly growing. ISM and METI have done a great job in promoting the semicon industry over here. So it behooves Everspin to try and actually capture some of that market. So we are working and trying to identify distributors and marketing industry in India that can actually work with us to develop solutions and promote our product over here. A good target is, once again, the EVs from Tata's and Mahindras, with the battery management system,
Yes.
and also with I forget who the European market is, but the EV stations, the charging stations. Once again, you need to understand how the batteries are charging and discharging to bring value over there. And then the other part is, with the aerospace and defense industry, we are radiation immune. As I understand, DRDO and ISRO are using MRAM already. So I
Yes.
think that's another market that we can target in India. So I think there's a lot of opportunity. We are also looking at bringing on our OSAT work that we actually do in Taiwan today to India. There are a couple of companies that we're looking at today to see if we can bring that to India. So, great opportunity for us.
Yes, definitely. So thank you so much, Sanjeev, for your time
Of
and
course.
for these answers, and for also letting us know that 2027 will be, great for you and great for us to interview you. Thank you again. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for your
Thank
time.
you for your time.
Thank you so much for watching us.